you have horrible pain in your patellar tendon? Are you unable to do the things that you love because it hurts so bad? In this video, I'm going to cover the 9 steps to completely cure your patellar tendonitis and get you back on the road to pain-free activity, doing whatever you love to do. And stay tuned till the end. We've got a bunch of bonuses for if you're in a pinch, if you're in the middle of the season, and you gotta go do what you gotta do with patellar tendonitis tomorrow, the things that I would do. So stay tuned for those bonuses. They're coming right at the end.
Disclaimer, I am in no way, shape, or form a medical professional. These are simply the tools that I use to get my patellar healthy. Please talk to your doctor, physician, and or trainer before doing any one of these tools. Enjoy.
Let's make it happen. Okay, number 1, blood flow restriction training. This is number 1 to rebuilding your tendon and getting it back to a healthy state so there's no more pain. What this does is it constricts the blood in your leg and basically makes it so the oxygen and the amount of circulation that you're getting into your muscle is a lot less, because it's literally cutting off that circulation of that oxygen and being able to get that lactic acid out. So what you're gonna do with this, I do it, if you can do it at all possible, every single day of the week, that would be absolutely awesome. Now, some of us might be in situations where we're not allowed to use it every single day of the week, or we don't have access to it, but use it as much as you can. Okay, so there's a method that you do with it. You set it up, the machine will automatically read what the correct circulation cutoff is to how it works. And then you'll talk to your professional that you're working with. But you're gonna work with, you're gonna do 30 reps, 30 seconds rest, 15 reps, 30-second rest, 15 reps, 30-second rest, and then 15 more reps. Then you'll turn it off. You'll get a minute to 2 minutes of rest time in between those sets. And you'll go, 2 to 3 exercises. You'll pick an exercise, you'll do it for those reps the whole time. Doesn't need to be anything crazy. You just want to get that circulation to that. Okay? There's a ton of studies, recent studies that have gone out and shown the benefits of blood flow restrictions training and its ability to regenerate tendons, repair the tendons. So check those out. I'll link those below. If you're unable to access it every day because you can't get into a physio or you don't have an athletic trainer on hand or those tools on hand, there's a bunch online that are Bluetooth that you can get that are not very expensive. They're not quite as good, obviously, as the medical grade equipment, but it still is extremely effective. And so what I would do, the exercises that I consistently go to, you'll see them in this video. We've got lunges, we've got squats, we've got step ups or step downs. We've got quad extensions and then TKEs. But just find ways to be creative with this. You can mix it up, but it really doesn't matter. All you're trying to do is get that restriction of that blood flow and that rush of blood flow to that tendon. The studies show all the scientific stuff of why it works. But BFR, incredibly, incredibly effective. Okay, number 2, a laser, a class 4 laser if at all possible, but red light therapy, using that on your tendon to warm it up and or also using that to regenerate it and repair it as well. It's so effective. I used a class 4 laser. I went at it like 3 times a day for basically 3 weeks, and that's a big contributor to my success. Now, I know a lot of us don't have this. Go check out Kineon Labs. They have a tool. It's not nearly as powerful as a class 4 laser, but it's still incredibly effective. They have great testimonials. I never bought it myself, so I'm a little hesitant to promote it, but that's just another solution that's on the market. Then also there's ultrasound. There's not many studies behind ultrasound. It's not very effective, but I still do it now. Every other day I'll do it, and it keeps it good, and a lot of people found that it works for them. But if you look at the studies, it's not great behind that, and the class 4 laser is going to knock it out of the park. So if you can get your hands on a laser, that would be absolutely ideal. Number 3, and a lot of people are going to be like, okay, this should have been number 1. You got to strengthen your tendon again, okay, and the muscles around it. Now, when we're talking about strengthening the tendon, I talk about this a little bit in the video in the weight room, but you want to do plyometrics and slowly build into that. Now, you don't want to work through pain. That's the biggest thing. The biggest thing. Don't work through pain. And then when we talk about the surrounding muscles around it, obviously the classic rehab approach is going to be strengthening up your VMO, your quad, your hamstring, everything around it. Now, I think that's great, but for a lot of athletes, the issue isn't a weak quad. It's something else. Maybe how a biomechanical issue, how you're loading your tendon, but Anyways, this is the third one I got on here. Strengthening that knee. Go check out Knees Over Toes Guy. A ton of incredible resources there with everything knees. And then building up, really it's about the ground up. Your feet, your calves, your tibialis, your soleus, your gastroc, everything that's down there that strengthens up, or that will take on more of that force that the knee is taking. And then just working strength through length. A lot of people don't have strength through length. They work in partial ranges of motion, and that's going to be a no bueno thing. So number 3, strengthen up the tendon and the quad / the muscles around it. Number 4, stretch your quad and your hips. Sometimes the pain is because we're so tight in that area. I got a couple of videos here that I'm going to show you right now of me stretching out, and just the classic stretches. There's only 3 or 4 that you're going to need, and you just hammer those, roll your quad out, do tissue work on your quads and hip flexors. Tendonitis, patellar pain through that tendon is super tight quad and or hip flexor. Okay? A couple of the stretches that you can do to really, get this going. I like having some sort of hand support. You can go directly on the wall and get your shin completely flush with the wall. Be right here, put this foot up and squeeze that glute through, really stretch that quad. Then you can even work to going all the way up vertically. Put your back to the wall. That's super hard. I can't even really do that. Another one that you can do is just get a pad or something like that and go a little bit away from the wall. Then what you do is you just put your foot up against this and then lean back and squeeze your glute through into your quad. And then what you'll do for the hip flexor is just, instead of going straight up here, working mostly quad here, you can move forward and squeeze that glute and really get that hip flexor. Obviously you can do all your classic stretches like just squeezing through, but I really like going on the wall there. Then you can, if you have something, you put your hand on a box, you can chill there, watch videos, do different things, be productive still through it. Another thing that you can do along with stretching is get some sort of a tool like this and really just work. This is tempering. It's like a really heavy metal object, and just roll the quad out. I know some people don't have this. You can get a lacrosse ball, put a lacrosse ball right here and work through on your stomach, roll it out. It's really the same principle. You're just working on the tissue of it. So it'd be right here, or a softball or anything that's really a hard object that can release the quad and that hip flex area, because it can be so tight it's hurting your patellar. Number 5, a cross friction massage and or any sort of pressure treatment, whether that's scraping, whether that's doing voodoo floss. There's a bunch of different things that you can do to get blood flow there as well. These didn't work incredibly well for me, but for you they may work. I'm just giving you every option so you can throw the kitchen sink at this thing. You can really do a cross friction massage. So what that is, you just go like this with your fingers. What you're doing is just getting blood flow to the tendon. Make sure it's relaxed in a good, nice, relaxed state. You don't really want it like this. I like it kind of more like, halfway bent and just rubbing that tendon. Number 6, hot and cold, okay? Now, ice cups, that would be a very temporary fix. But long term, doing a hot cold therapy, incredible. A 1 and a 3. So we get in the hot and cold tubs every single morning. We'll get in the cold tub right away, start off with 1 minute, then in the hot for 3, alternate. We'll do 4 rounds of that. That is the most scientifically proven method for the best recovery, regeneration, like we've talked about, all these different things of getting blood flow to your system, to your body and tissue. So 1-3, hot and cold, that's what worked incredibly well for me. You can do it with a heat pad, an ice pack. There's so many different ways to be creative with it. But if you have tubs, that's the ultimate solution. Number 6, taking full rest days. This is going to be huge. When you have an off day, take it off. Your tendon needs to get that load off of it. A lot of this issue with patellar tendonitis is because of overtraining. That's why mine started. Mine started because we were doing 2 sessions a day of speed sessions, and a lot of us just weren't on the same page with our training load, and it bit me in the butt. Not only that, but I also have something going on with my calf and different things. A lot of it is due to that extra load, too much load. So you need to be smart. Don't let insecurity get to you. Grind hard. Be the hardest worker in the room and be obsessive like no other. But do it with things that are not going to absolutely just destroy your body. Getting more work but being hurt is a lot less effective than doing a little bit less work and being fully healthy. I think we can all agree on that. Number 8, slowly load the tendon again and have a progression. You're not just going to jump right into crazy 60-inch box jumps and 50 reps of that. Okay, you need to have a progression. Pogos, light plyometrics, for a couple weeks, then slowly get up the volume, slowly progress yourself into things. Don't just go all in first day, 3 40-yard sprints. You need to have a progression to your training. If you're a younger athlete, you probably don't feel me on this. I just would do crazy stuff when I was younger, but then I started to learn the importance of having a progression, and that's what's really gonna make sure that you're good to go after season. And this means having a progression means actually doing the work and not just letting it rest forever. Like, you can't rest for 2 months after season or a month after season and then just jump right into training. You need to take, like a week off or whatever it is, week, 2 weeks, and slowly get into things and have a progression that's going to set you up way ahead of everyone else and ahead of your patellar tendonitis. Okay, number 9, supplement. Collagen is going to be huge. You got to look at what tendons are built of, what improves the state of your tendons. Collagen and vitamin C as well is a really good one. Love this brand right here. Then we've also got bone broth, and look at the studies behind that, and gelatin. So all 3 of those will combine to make an incredible recipe to help your tendon get better. This helped me immensely. The gelatin, don't sleep on the gelatin. Go make it, find a little yummy recipe and go make it. Get your mom to make you it. Get your parents, get your girlfriend to make you it. Get your boyfriend to make you it. When you're eating them, it also gets your tendons healthier. So supplement. Okay, bonuses here. If I had to practice tomorrow, which I had a lot of situations where I had to practice and my knee was really, really hurting, this is what I would do. I would pro wrap my knee. What you're gonna do is you're gonna wrap that little foam stuff around your knee. You're gonna create a little band or a little strip of it, and then you're gonna roll it up to make it a band around your knee. You see a lot of other people do this. This is a really easy way to do it. There's also different products online that you can just, it's a patellar strap. That works too. I've seen it work for other people. Put it on there. It really decreases the load on your patellar and helps that get better. The second thing you can do is, I didn't even know about this until middle of the season, you can KT tape your knee. Another way to help your knee out. Then you can also heat pad before practice. If you have one of those lasers, that would be the best. Get that tendon warm, ready to go. Even ultrasounding before practice, if it's really that bad. Get it warm, ready to go for your activity. Get a heat pad on there, hot towel. So many different ways of doing it before your session, whatever you're doing. And then the last thing is mindset. And I'm going to say this, not many people are going to say this, but in college football, this thing can be a gnarly beast. In high school, I was in a ton of pain. But you go to practice and it's okay because, your coach just wants you to be right and get right. In college, you're fighting for a job every day, and I'm sure it's the exact same thing in pro ball. Now, if you got to take pills, you got to take pills to win a job. Like when you talk about ibuprofen or Tylenol, I'm not talking about anything stupid, okay? Tylenol or ibuprofen, sometimes you got to do that. So college athletes listening to this, you got to do what you got to do to get a spot. And it's all about the best ability is availability. Now, a lot of that is taking care of yourself before the season even occurs. But if you get into a pinch, you got to do what you got to do. And, it depends. If you value health over that, then your spot's going to get took. It just is what it is. So I'm just going to say it because that's the brutal truth. And then on top of that is, the mindset. Like, you need to carry the boats. Who's going to carry the boats? And there is definitely another switch here where you need to just be a savage and realize that pain is temporary. And once you get into it, once you get some adrenaline, like, you can get going. I've practiced on a torn calf. I've practiced on a severely strained lower back. I've played with a broken wrist. I played with a torn calf as well. And so you got to find a way. Find a way up here. And, the pain stuff, that helps. But then also just like, it is what it is. And how committed are you to achieving your goals? How much are you going to push through? Now, don't do anything that's going to cause irreversible damage. But if you know that you can push through, you got to. It's a part of the game. You got to be tough. And then the last one I'd say is really visualizing your patellar tendonitis getting better and your body healing it. There's a ton of studies, and I'm not going to get too into it, but there's a ton of studies behind the neuroscience of healing your body through thought and imagery and different people that have done it. So that's another thing to look into as well. And there you guys have it. There's everything to cure your patellar tendonitis. I hope you enjoyed it. If you received any sort of value, please share this with someone that you care about and leave a comment below. What was your favorite part and how excited are you to be pain-free? And how excited are you to be pain-free from your patellar tendonitis? Please like, subscribe, and like I said, share this around with someone that needs this. Someone who's got patellar issues, send it to them. They need this. Make it happen. Out.